on. Let me give a proper introduction. Uh, what's up? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I ain't did a podcast episode in a minute. It's cause I don't use Spotify no more, bro. They keep running them ice ads. Not that I was getting them when I had it at the time. I was using premium. I stopped a while back. I've been using this other app to find music. But we not talking about that. I'm talking about my teacher wanting me to use AI for an assignment. Not that Spotify isn't related to the use of AI, but let's get to the topic sooner rather than later. I don't want to lose you.
Can't say how I'm feeling inside. I wanna be sealed, but got too much pride. I wanna be sealed, but I really heal. Don't really like heal, but I tell you I tried. I did everything else but cry. I done smoke all my weed, young nigga on fried. You can see all this shit in my eye.
If you don't know, I'm a graphic design student. I go to a community college, and this current semester I've started my first out of what will be 4 semesters of graphic design, like program career tech sort of thing. And obviously that is a both art and tech based field to be taught and working in. And so the person I'm being taught by has both been in the business of art and technology for quite some time. They've worked at, managed a printing company for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have their accolades in the industry. They've seen they've seen the internet. They've seen the technology literally change into what it is now. They've seen tech boom into what it is now and get to see AI also touch the game. I'm not gonna disrespect my teacher or nothing, because she knows what she's talking about. But the difference in our views on AI is so comedic to me, because my is the proper word aversion? I hope that's correct. But like my reluctance to really be with it is it's flipped. I feel like a geezer. Because you show me an AI post, I don't want to look at that. It almost makes me like bug out, like Mr. Boz from Smiling Friends, when he's like, ugh, like he starts bugging. It's like, bro, don't show me this. Don't do this to me. And it's like, I I understand that it's everywhere, and that's one of the points my teacher makes. It's already everywhere. Technically, you're using it. Like I mentioned with Spotify earlier, like a lot of corporations, companies, especially just any tech you use, they've already basically put the AI in the systems. Like, you using them already. And AIs aren't new. It's just an umbrella term for what we're seeing the rise of currently. Like, we've already been using specialized artificial intelligences for tasks. Except, at first, most of what we were using was very narrow AIs. We still use narrow AIs, but this, these limited language models, these chat bots we're seeing, that's not exactly the same AI. And that's where my opinion with my teacher differs, because I guess, like, her perspective against mine is more like almost a functional idealist perspective. I mean, because she's seen the internet grow, she's seen it do great things, connect people, and can reason and understand that bad people are just going to touch technology first anyway. You really cannot stop that. But obviously, believing in harm reduction, like, you would think AI would be regulated. You would think that the ability to just generate whatever you want at your fingertips would not be a tool just given to the general populace. Like, I don't disagree with AIs that obviously are built for science or actual narrow work, where they're organizing data sets, they're aiding in tasks humans can't do at a certain speed or at a certain efficiency. They look at sets of data patterns, and they're built to reason through a perspective they're given to fulfill that task. And you have to wonder, how are the AIs being trained? What's their training data? How large is that set? How little is it? Is it refined? Because who's building the robots, what they're trained off of also matters as well, because there's still going to be gaps. A human made this machine. Just because now it can output some interesting response because you've given it input doesn't mean the gap has been fulfilled. It hasn't even been bridged. You're just able to see the other end. And even just the aesthetic of like generative AI, which I especially don't want to be looking at. Generative AI is not necessary. It could be a useful tool, but just with the fact that like these data centers that like power these AI systems use so much drinking water, like the shit we need to consume and sustain us, that they're using a great portion of that. So like there are eco friendly ways of having AIs be powered. There are more efficient ways of them not using as much power if you gave them smaller data sets and if they were more refined. So it's not spending extra energy sifting through different patterns and different things to obtain a conclusion. And if its use was regulated, this would be a tool that could exist, harm as little people as possible, and you get full advantages of. But instead, you allow AI commercially to exist as the cancer that it is. You and I don't want to be explicit, but like generative AI is it's no different than like porn or like Lay's or like hot Cheetos. And I love a bag of hot fries. I'm not unfamiliar with a Debbie cake. My audios. What was I talking about? See that actually threw me off. Anyway, about AIs because I didn't basically. I think I was probably talking about it being eco friendly or no, the form it's allowed to exist in. Lay's chips, Lay's chips, bro. It, the angle that my teacher comes at it with, I don't want to outright say advocating for AI, but further justifying its presence as is. It's just that, like, for graphic designers, it won't make us fully obsolete, but if you know how to use it as a tool, you'll be a better designer. And she argues for it in terms of convenience, which I can see, but like for me, I don't make art for convenience. But considering that within a capitalistic society where you as a graphic designer, you're making art for money. It don't matter if it looks like she makes a point of it doesn't matter if designer wise it looks bad. If that's what the client wants, that's what you give them. So she isn't really an art teacher. She's a graphic design teacher with experience in the field and business. So she's teaching us artistic principles that would further, I guess, success in anything business wise, anything work, anything corporate. And so from that angle, I guess that's sort of the base for that idealist. I don't want to say idealist. It almost makes her sound like a fanatic, but like a more pro AI ideal perspective. I hope that makes sense. And it's like I'm not in like the middle class. Like, man, I hate AI, blah blah blah. Because I done said enough. I don't want to use Chat GPT. I don't want to use. I especially don't want to use Grok. Nah. I try to be away from Twitter as much as possible. It just don't serve me. I don't even want to sit here and do the insults of, you use AI and you're stupid because like we're all using it now. Like it truly has touched everything already, and they want us all kind of complicit in it, giving it all our money so that if that bubble don't burst or even if it does, it won't look as bad. And so I don't know. Will AI become like this thing where they give you presets like, oh, here's how to build your own. I mean, I think they already probably do have like ways to code your own AI so you can have like personal assistants. But it'll be in a way where like they can sell you your own personal AI assistant like on a grand scale, like be like a buddy or something. I don't want to speculate, but like everybody has an AI personal assistant and like logs all their data. I mean, it's basically like what phones do already, but like built in. Like people gonna be having their phones speaking back to them, and I mean, they do it already. It just be way weirder. Be way weirder. People already talk to Tesla. There is nothing I could think of that hasn't already happened. The reality got so surreal that satire is just realism, and absurdism may be the new satire. I also sometimes don't want to speak too expensive, because then some people look at the way you speak and you just like, oh yeah, this is just a bunch of fucking buzzwords. I don't care. And it's like, yeah, I done lost you. It's concerning that like you would think that words as they work, as they function, they light up parts of your brain that are associated with that word and whatever it brings up for you. But now, like, words just start dimming people's brains. Like, you gotta damn near just show them children's book pictures and shit. I mean, it works. It's a valid form of communication. But it's just it's like, wow. That brings up another thing. People will tell you, you know, you gotta operate as if people are dumber than you think. And that's crazy to think that in one way I'd have to operate life as though, yeah, everybody's dumber than me. I gotta dumb it down for them. And not in some way think, nah, is there not other people just like me walking around moving with motives larger than the current situation? Like, not everybody's just gold fishing around. Just eat, poop, find food, eat, poop, find food, eat, poop, go to sleep, wake up. Like, life gotta be more than that. And somehow people think money is like the exit to the matrix. It's just another task. It's just another eat, poop, sleep. And those things are good for you. But even those things nowadays, you gotta pay for that. Y'all wonder why I don't record these so often. I be out of my gourd with like the most depressing shit. Like, I hope that helps. Will I would I use AI, like would I like for these assignments that most likely my teacher's going to assign, where I'm having to use AI to turn in some AI generated stuff? I still could. I don't like. Don't make me do that, bro. Cause she showed us some AI photos that she had. You know, she generated herself with a subscription that she paid, and that she had generated. And it was cool getting insight on how these machines work as somebody who refuses to use them. So, like, I mean, I appreciate the perspective. I'll take that. You know, like, okay, it's interesting to know how these machines function, but even just calling these machines it feels like I'm giving it too much personification, because this is just input output with great efficiency, and it's hard for me to look past that. I don't know. I don't want to experiment with something that I would have been impressed with if not for everything I know about it at the moment. It's like when SpongeBob was getting overly freaked out by the Flying Dutchman in his crib, and he just, this shit again. My mug's not empty, but if you're wondering what it tastes like, it don't taste like anything at all. I just couldn't get up on no AI website and start generating stuff. It'd be it'd be no different than going on the explicit website for the first time and just typing up shit just so you can see it. Like, no different. I feel like it's a very masturbatory thing. This is like this is like when, bro, I don't even want to bring it up. When people were talking about those AI fruit videos, like where they're eating the fruit and how that's really like a sort of bridge to some worse. People were talking about, oh, she too woke, she too woke. That be the issue, y'all. The fact that they were able to successfully weaponize the word woke for people to actively like feel comfortable putting a megaphone to their ignorance is crazy. Yeah,
I be sleep every day. I don't pay attention to shit. You too woke, bro. Go back to sleep.
yo, but like, nah, that the worst people coming across technology to commit evil with it, while that is like just a reality to it, except that can be reduced. And it's just that like when I say I don't like AI, it's it's an umbrella phrase the same way AI is an umbrella term. Like it's not that I have personal beef with Chat GPT, it's that I have a big grievance with this tool, how it's being used, how it could be used. Because you can throw me all the ideal shit and you would be correct. You could give me everything good that it has done and you'd be right. But that's not enough to just let your guard down and be like, yeah, let it in. There's a lot more work to be done before you just say, yeah, it's ready to be released to the public for people to interact with. People weren't ready for this, but it was going to come anyway. I can't say I didn't understand that. And I still also have more grievances with the fact that the machines displace people and make everybody surrounding sick if they stay. The building of these machines spiritually is a war on the human mind, and physically is a war on where you stay, your comfort, and the earth itself. When there are more efficient ways for these things to be built, to be run, to be regulated, to be allowed for people to touch. If you so insisted that it be today. If you so insist that you must make money on it today. And it's like, people speak from such a etched in stone type of way. As if stones can't be weathered away by even water itself. Like you don't need to tackle the next man over and take the chisel so that you can make your next etched in stone, set in stone engraving. Like you can weather that shit down too with just repetitive motions. Just because it's etched in stone doesn't mean it's natural. It's there because it's placed. You know what I'm saying? Like I might honestly cut that part out because I feel like that doesn't sound intelligent. But there is something set in motion, or there is an intention with why things are the way they are, which means they could as well be altered. So why accept a reality where people are just going to misuse this technology to abuse others, to create things that people were not meant to see, and honestly just to enhance the very hypnotic nature of these screens? Phones are interesting because on one, if you aren't, if you're holding the phone, you're trapped by the screen. And if you're on the other side of it, you're trapped by the camera. It's like when you're holding the bars of a jail cell. And you could have the perspective of turning your back to those bars and be like, well, everything on the other side of those bars is in jail and I'm not. But you're just turning your back to the bars of the cell that you're contained within. And even if you're the warden that's not within the cell, you still have to peer within that cell to check every so often. Like we've been captured in every way imaginable. And I'm wondering like, will I even use AI? I don't wanna. If you clicked wondering if I was, I'm not going to. I mean, well, we already do, but come on, man. I'm not going on no generative AI website to. Let's see this. Let's see this. Let's see this. Like there's nah. It's cheap. This is it's just gonna lead to shit that plainly. And it's like when you generate a clip for longer than like a few seconds, they get like worse. It's like AI cannot continue a concept past the premise. You would have to keep putting in inputs like just to get it to work. Cause yeah, okay, you generate a film where it's like, I don't know, Deku and Homer Simpson going on a quest to get like the Enchiridion or something. Okay, sure. You got the character models, you got the Enchiridion. I don't know, man. Like, you would have to still give it a bunch more shit besides just references so that it would stay consistent. And yeah, whatever. It'll get to the point where it's so realistic and it's so good, people won't even care to ask if it's real. But why do we have to settle for reality like that? Like why? How much time I got on? 25 minutes. Let's lighten the conversation. AI can't make art as good as me. It could never. Let's be honest with ourselves. I'm not even that goated. There are artists that have passed that I still haven't gotten to their level up. I got a lot of work to do. But AI can't touch me. You give AI a pair of shoes, and it's not keeping up with my feet, bro. I'm trying to set up for y'all and for me a website and a shop. So for one, I could sell things like zines, posters, and prints, and eventually physical copies of Eat King. And I'm somewhat along that process, but it's still gonna take me some time to be like, oh yeah, this is up, it's ready. But just do know I am working on it. So if y'all could recommend me some stuff that y'all would want to actually purchase from me, or just specific stuff you'd want to see, let me know. But I definitely need like a website for sure set up so that I can like centralize a place where you can, okay, here's your medias, here's updates about artwork, here's tutorials, here's access to this, here's a newsletter, here's notes, here's Eat Kings, here's other people's stuff. Like you feature other people's stuff on there. Like there's a lot more I want to do with this, and I'm trying, and I am showing up more frequently to get this nurtured. And I've been away for 3 months. That's a little too long. But anyway, you don't lose to the machine. And don't become one yourself when you don't need to be. I'm gonna try and get recorded this paint with me video, but I've learned that I can't just go into things without a script or a plan. Freestyling is not always my best bet. For me, it's almost like a 50-75 split. That's honestly generous, maybe more like 25-50. But I'm gonna plan a sketch for that right there. This right here. If you can't see, if I upload this as like a podcast, y'all not gonna see the canvas next to me. But if I make a sketch for this, because it's supposed to be a still life of Waddle and Dondre and the candle in front of. Y'all have seen this. If you have questions, I'll talk about this later. But I got tea in this bowl. I've got his rice in there. I've got the candle lit. I've made my acknowledgments. I've let I've let what I wanted to be known. And that's what this is for. Anyway, if you want more content, like maybe just me drawing, me painting, me talking, I got a video coming out about me, you know what I'm saying? Recapping Eat Kings. That's what I'm doing. I want to make videos recapping the chapters that I have so that if you haven't read it for yourself, you can come watch a video and see what's up. Or if you just don't have the time to truly sit and read, which, come on now. I need y'all attentive. But if you got off work or you on break or something, or you just need a video to pass the time, I can recap the chapters I have so you better understand them. I can't be a mysterious mangaka. I'm an illustrator with a lot of stories to tell, so I guess I'm going to be telling a lot. Anyway, I think that's actually it. I'm going to probably get another video fully recorded and edited and uploaded to my Unlisted. That way I have videos up in a batch before I release them. So I can actually be ahead of schedule, ahead of when I try to upload more consistently. So that means joining my Patreon. You know what I'm saying? $1, $3, $5 a month. Honestly, you could just join for free, get your updates, see the other stuff I can't just do on other platforms that I actually post on there more than the other ones. So join the Patreon as a free member. That honestly helps out too. Just comments and let me know stuff. Honestly, a comment help a lot more than just $1. It lets me know where I can take this and how this can be a better experience for you too. Anyway, fuck AI. I'm really better. I love y'all. Get in the green. Make your daily doodle. That's all. I can play the music for the outro.
I feel it. Honestly, go. Can't say how I'm feeling inside. I wanna be sealed, but got too much pride. I wanna be sealed, but I really heal. Don't really like heal, but I tell you I tried. I did everything else but cry. I smoke all my weed, young